Greetings and salutations, witches and friends. This is your girl Sage, aka Sage the Urban Witch, and I am on for a channel message, so tap in, okay? Today's channel message, you guys, has something to do with the fact that you guys have a lot of people who are codependent on your ability to solve problems, to be empathic, to be compassionate and understanding, but most importantly of all, to be a healer, to be someone that is very gifted and someone that really has the power to heal energy, to shift the energy in rooms, to shift the energy and relationship dynamics, okay? You guys are very much so an alchemist, and people have come to realize this and recognize this, okay? Some of them recognized it early on before you even did, and they were using you for your healing abilities, for your ability to be so empathic where you make people feel good. You literally heal people. Like some of you guys may be into Reiki healing. You could be a Reiki practitioner. Some of you guys could be a doula. Some of you guys, you do something, you work with your hands. Something spiritual that you do for a living, okay, is really coming through prominently. Others of you guys, you know, you could be a healer nonetheless, whether your profession is not really geared towards spiritual. So you could be a traditional nurse and you have very healing hands, okay? Some of you guys, you could be tattoo artists. You could be, estheticians, you could be makeup artists, you could be hairstylists or whatever you are. It's like when you touch a person, literally the craft that you use to make them look better, feel better, is really healing unto that person, okay? So you're the one that I'm talking to that is a part of my collective. And I'm hearing from Spirit that unfortunately, you guys have people that tend to cling on to you, feel entitled to you, entitled to your healing abilities, okay? People feel as though simply because you have certain gifts to heal, that, is your responsibility to heal them, okay? Particularly people that don't want to help themselves, people that don't want to heal themselves. I'm literally seeing the vision of a person that, you jump in the water to save this person, and then no sooner than you walk away, to go get a towel to help dry this person, they done jump they dumbass right back into the water, flailing their arms again to be saved. So this is someone, it's like certain people, dear one, they want to come towards you because they use their sickness, their illness as a badge of honor or as some type of chip on their shoulder where they're demanding you to heal them, to nurture them, to protect them, to quote unquote save them. And so a lot of you guys have stepped away, come through Spirit. A lot of you guys have stepped away from that type of dynamic, okay? So as I was channeling this particular message for you guys, dear one, 3 particular categories came up, okay? You guys may have been dealing with this situation. For some of you guys recently, okay? For others of you guys, you know this to be a part of your history, okay? And you're making sure that that particular history doesn't repeat itself again. But 3 categories, you guys have been dealing with this, or you have dealt with this particular situation where you have a toxic family member, or you have an ex or a love interest, or you guys have an ex-friend group, okay? A group that you used to belong to or be a part of, or some type of social group, where these particular people, dear one, now they are mad because you're no longer making their dysfunction your problem, okay? So for some of you guys, I'm hearing from Spirit, you have toxic family members, huh? For some of you guys, you may have one particular relative, okay? You can have a mother's coming through prominently. Others of you guys, you may have a sibling, but there is someone in your family, dear one, because you have been labeled and pegged and identified as the healer. This particular person, they always used to put their shit, or they're still trying to, put their drama, their emotions, their problems, their issues. I'm hearing trauma dumping, okay? Putting all of that onto you because you have been identified early on. You were identified as a healer. But now you guys have gotten to the point where you have had to choose yourself over this particular person, and they're mad about it because you're no longer investing your time, your money, your energy, your prayers, your resources, your healing modalities and abilities, your services into this person, because they're like that drowning man that as soon as you save him, he jumps his ass right back in the water. It's like these people, some of them, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, where this is a relative, it's like they use their sickness. They use the fact that they have some type of chronic illness. It could be a physical illness, okay, asthma, arthritis. It could be a type of situation where they are incapacitated in some way, okay. They could have cerebral palsy, or they could have, some type of issue that, wears down on the body, and it's evident that, they're suffering from some type of affliction. They could have a wheelchair, they could be on crutches, they could be, have to have heavy medications and have to be heavily monitored. And it's like they have used this type of ailment that they have as a badge of honor to demand to be taken care of, to demand attention, to demand to be healed, to demand to be put first, okay? And you guys have decided that this was really driving you stir crazy. And so you had to choose yourself over this person, because they were using this ailment not in an effort to get better, not that they really wanted the healing, they just wanted the attention, okay? They didn't want your healing as much as they wanted your attention, as much as they wanted access to you whenever they want, like you were a tool for their use, okay? So, they were, appreciative of the gift, but while they talk down upon and turn their nose up and roll their eyes at the gift giver, okay, at the healer. They like the healing, but they hated you, the healer. So you guys were like, okay, I tell you what, okay, since you don't appreciate me, since you just want to use me, since you just, see me as some, your goddamn nurse on call, on duty, and you don't even have the ability to, or the compassion or the common sense to even so much as say thank you, I'm just going to remove my energy, okay? I'm just going to remove my help, my assistance, my services, okay? So this particular person, dear one, because you're no longer involved in their drama, because you have no longer carved out your life to include them and to put them first ahead of your own needs, emotional, mental, and physical needs, okay? Because you're not always on speed dial for them whenever they want or need something. They're very mad, dear one, because you're no longer making their dysfunction your problem. Okay. And I'm also tapping into a relative where, they could have some type of mental affliction. Okay. Bipolar, paranoid schizophrenic. Okay. Something of the sort. Alcoholism, some type of chemical dependency or something, where they have used this ailment, this issue, as a badge of honor to control and abuse and be a bully and a tyrant and to manipulate people. And they have chosen you, dear one, the healer, to put all of their frustration out on, all of their anger, their hate, their envy, their rage, because at the end of the day, they're just pissed off that they have that mental affliction and you don't. So they were literally doing a lot of things I'm hearing crazy making, to try to drive you crazy. And when you stop playing the game with them, seeing that they were literally trying to drive you crazy, they were literally trying to project their issues onto you, or it was literally a matter of, misery love company. They want both of y'all to be popping antipsychotics and pills together. They want both of y'all to be sitting up there looking at each other like you stupid, taking drinks, shots after shot together, drinking Hennessy, drinking cognac, drinking, I just heard Grandma Yay, okay, drinking all of that together. And you said, hell no, you gonna be going to the Alcoholic Anonymous group by your damn self, okay? Yeah, you're gonna be going to in-house therapy by yourself. You're gonna be heavily medicated and going to, the psychic facility, the psych ward by your damn self. You're not dragging me down with you, okay? So because you guys decided to step back, do what it was that you needed to protect yourself, to protect your peace, to protect your mind, okay, to protect your, just your well-being, okay, because these people have the ability to make your ass insane. They will drive you crazy, okay? They will put you in the nut house, right next to their ass, and both of y'all looking at each other, rocking back and forth, frothing at the mouth, just looking crazy. And you was like, oh, hell no, it's not going to be me, okay? It's not my fault that you're this way. It's not my fault that you don't want to get help, but you want to blame me. You want to trauma bond with me. You want to trauma dump on me. You want to blame me, and then you want to hate me at the same time, because I have the gifts to heal you. I have the gifts to make you feel better, because, I'm stable and able, and for whatever reason, you're not. You need to take that up with the Most High. I don't have nothing to do with that. You know, I don't have that. I didn't create or make your Akashic records, ho. You know, you need to see on the Lord about that. Okay. Yeah. It was a matter of someone, dear one, trying to push their karma onto you. And now that you're no longer playing their game, they're mad because you're no longer making their dysfunction your problem. You're not putting them first, okay? You're not giving them money. You're not allowing them to, you know, shame you or guilt you or put fear in your heart that something bad is going to happen because, you know, you're no longer allowing them to take advantage of you. You're no longer allowing them to stress you out. You're no longer allowing them to affect your mental health. You're no longer, you know, to hell with all of that, okay? This is giving the energy of someone that is not only, you know, 3 sheets to the left, if you will, okay? Elevator don't go all the way up to the top. Not only that, but they're very, very manipulative, very crafty, very shrewd. They're a snake, okay? But, you know, they're a snake that, you know, they use religion and they use some type of perceived position of authority to lord over people, okay? So they try to use, you know, the sacred text to guilt you. You gonna go to hell if you don't help me. I'm the only mother, or I'm the only sister, or I'm the only brother, the father, or whatever, grandmother that you got, and this and that. And you saying to yourself, well, goddamn, thank God, because one of you is enough. I don't know what the fuck I would do if it was 2 of you. Come through, spirit. Yeah. So they're upset, dear one. They're mad because, you know, you're not allowing them to project their mental illness or their addictions to alcohol or substances or whatever the case may be. You're not allowing them to, you know, transfer that onto you, you know, to give that to you, for that to be your burden to bear. That is not your cross. You gave it back to them and they mad. Okay. But they gonna be all right. Okay. And if they don't, okay, hey, God bless. You keep it moving, okay? Protect your own mind, okay? Protect your own mental health, okay? Protect your own well-being. That's what you got to do. You got to put yourself first, okay? That's self-love. Self-love is the best love, okay? People do not honor and respect you if you love them more than you love yourself, okay? Yeah, a lot of you guys have realized that, okay? Also, dear one, in terms of, you know, someone being mad now, they big mad that you're not making their dysfunction your problem. This is giving like ex vibes, or, you know, a love interest from the past and never got off the ground. And somebody, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, whether this is your ex or so someone that knows you, have history with you, know a little bit about your family background dynamics and how you grew up, or, you know, a love interest that, you know, a little bit of something, or, you know, they were prying, or they think they know something about you, but they know enough to know that you're a healer, number one. They know enough to know that you are very empathic and compassionate and that you love hard. But I'm hearing from spirit, someone is mad, dear one, that you pulled back your energy, you pulled back your love, and you made a different choice, okay, when it came to them. So this, you know, ended up with you breaking up with this person or not continuing to engage in conversation or connection with this person. You cut this person off, okay? But I'm hearing from spirit that on a subconscious level, dear one, this person recognized you to be some type of healer. They recognize you to have some type of background that was similar to theirs, okay? So this could be a person, dear one, where, you know, they were a closet alcoholic, and you were not, but they recognize that you may have come from a home that was plagued by alcoholism, where you had a parent, a mother or a father, or hell, for some of you guys, my Lord, both, that were plagued with alcoholism. And so this person thought that, well, you know, you came out all right, you know, healer. You came out, you know, not having this vice of alcoholism. You came out knowing, you know, what it is, firsthand experience from the inside out, seeing, you know, how this alcoholism thing plays out with people that you love. So, you know, your daddy was an alcoholic, bitch. Why can't you accept me? I'm an alcoholic, you know. Well, the difference between, you know, your father and this person is that, you know, your father really didn't know how to handle that situation. You know, he may have really tried and, you know, just was not able to overcome his demons. Or, you know, it could have been a difference between, well, that was your father. You grew up in that relationship. You grew up in that family dynamic that you did not choose. But you have a right not to repeat that same karmic cycle with someone that you're dating or with someone that you would choose to marry. So that's the difference, okay? Come through, Spirit. You don't have to repeat that same karmic cycle again. You grew up in it. You were raised in it. You know how it goes, okay? You got the t-shirt. You know how it ends, okay? You don't have to go to another cycle and say, oh, I'm going to just duplicate and replicate the relationship that I had with my alcoholic father, and I'm going to transfer that into the person that I'm going to date or marry. No, hell no, okay? You don't have to be a carbon copy of your mother, dealing with an alcoholic man, okay? And then you see that, oh my God, I have perpetuated this generational curse of being this downtrodden, angry wife that is found herself in a situation with a husband or a spouse that's a fucking alcoholic, okay? So, but the difference is, dear one, this particular person, whoever they are, simply because they recognized or knew a little bit of background information about you, they thought that, it was your duty, okay? The audacity. I'm getting a lot of entitlement energy from this person, okay? Whether this person is an alcoholic, whether this person is mentally ill, suffer from, some mental imbalances, paranoid schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, bipolar. For some of them, hell, multiple personality disorders, or what they call DID, okay, dissociative identity disorder. But hell, I'm gonna call it what it is. I mean, your ass got many personalities, motherfucker. On any given day, we don't know who you are. Are you Tom? Are you Thomas? Are you goddamn Tina? You're somebody else, okay? I don't know, okay? Yeah. And so this person, dear one, they believe that simply because, you have some type of background or history with this type of dynamic, that you owed it to them to remain in a relationship with them. You owed it to them to never give up on them. You owed it to them to allow them to trauma dump on you, to treat you like shit and to keep taking you back, because they wanted you to believe that love is continuing to involve yourself in a situation where there's a sinking ship, and that rather than trying to save yourself and get off, you're just supposed to drown with the motherfucker. And where they do that at? Okay, so this is someone, dear one, that grew up in a very codependent dynamic, and they thought that love was, sacrificing yourself even unto the death of dealing with somebody else's vices and afflictions and addictions, and that's a no-go. Okay, so now that you have decided that, hey, I'm gonna choose myself over this person, this person that is now an ex, or this person that is, an ex back in the day, love interest, still got the addictions and afflictions and still looking at you like it's your job to love them. No, mofo, it's not my job to love you. Love your goddamn self, okay? Yeah, I get to love who the hell I want to love, okay? I didn't have a choice in terms of, loving my father or loving my mother, but goddamn it, I have a choice to, whether or not I want to love your ass, okay? Yeah. Or even if it's a matter of love, I have a choice to decide whether or not I want to do life with you. How about that? Okay? Because I can love your ass from a distance. It ain't that serious, bruh. It ain't that serious, sis. I'm not going down with you. Okay? That's for somebody, okay? So you have an ex, dear one, or you have a love interest that's mad because you're not making their dysfunction your problem, You're not putting them first. You're not sacrificing yourself, You're not, saying, oh, I should just continue to allow this person to beat me or abuse me or to cheat on me because they got a sex addiction and they are alcoholic, or, they supposed to keep, I'm supposed to keep taking this person back, and, they keep putting my medical health at risk with their janky ass, okay? Next time they gonna give me some letters that I can't give away, and then I'm gonna be, it's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing around this motherfucker, okay? So since I got caught some letters from him the last time he cheated on me with his crazy ass, and thank God, I was able to heal from those letters. I just had to get a little shot in my ass, okay? Yeah, he may have made me a member of the Get a Shot of Your Ass at the Free Clinic Crew, but he ain't gonna make me a member of the, give you a gift that keep on giving. You ain't putting me 6 feet under because of your issues, okay? Come through, spirit. So whoever this person is, dear one, this ex or this love interest, for some of you guys, this baby daddy, for some of you guys, this baby mama, okay? You know, you chose yourself over this person. You chose your medical health, your mental health, your physical health and well-being, your money, your credit, damn it. You just chose you over this person, and they're mad because you're not making their dysfunction your problem. They just gonna just be mad all goddamn long. All goddamn day long, I'm hearing from spirit, because it's a no-go. Be mad, mofo. If you're mad, go to anger management. And if you're scared, go to church. Okay? Yeah, take your ass home. All right. And then, dear one, the last message or the last stream that I heard from spirit is that, you know, you guys had an old friend group, a social clique, you know, a group of people you guys used to hang out with, okay? And this group, you guys, it was very toxic, very dysfunctional. They would get you guys, you know, into some shit that didn't have nothing to do with you, okay? You got you in places at the wrong place at the wrong time, got people looking at you guys crazy, got you making enemies that you never would have made had you not been hanging around with this crew, got you guys, you know, losing money and, you know, mismanaging money and, you know, finding yourself in default on stuff, you know, and not going as far in life as you know, could have gone simply by hanging around these certain people. And, you know, they're mad, dear one, that, you know, you got your life together and you decided that I'm going to go a different way. Okay. This way of just partying and living my life, you know, I'm just hearing living my life like it's vida loca. Okay. But living your life, you know, like you living for the day and you're not setting aside anything for tomorrow. You know, you're pissing in the wind and, you know, you have no future. You have no, you know, goals, okay? You have no vision, okay? You guys grew up out of that. You got tired of living your life like that and just watching your life go away every day like Groundhog's Day, and you the same position that you were in, like a hamster on the wheel. Some of you guys found out that you was further back than you were, okay? So you were at a deficit. It wasn't that you were in the same place staying still. Hell, you were going backwards, okay? And a lot of you guys, you know, you decided to exit from that particular friend group, okay? Those group of people that you guys were hanging out with that just wanted to party or just wanted to stir up trouble or just wanted to piss in the wind and not have any type of life, no ambition to do anything better, to be better, okay? They just wanted to just stay, you know, like pigs, you know, playing in the mud, and they wanted to pull you in the mud too. But the difference between you and these people was that, you know, they were pigs that like to play in the mud and you don't. You just found yourself in the mud because you was hanging around with them. Okay, so a lot of you guys have removed yourself from this particular friend group that I'm hearing from spirit was very toxic. Okay, they really set you guys back in terms of your character, your reputation, in terms of certain opportunities, doors of opportunities that could have been open for you, but because you were hanging with these people, you know, you forfeited those. I'm hearing missed opportunities. Okay, others of you guys, you know, you could have been a lot further in life financially. Okay, had it not been for this particular group that you were hanging around. Okay, very toxic, negative influence. Okay, some of you guys simply from hanging around these people, you know, you develop, you know, some proclivities, you know, some bad habits. Okay, you started smoking, you started drinking, you started doing hookah. Some of y'all, you started snorting, you started doing lines. Okay, yeah, you were riding a white horse. Okay, yeah, you were, you know, letting your little freak flag fly a little bit too high and a little bit too long. Okay, simply by being in that certain social circle, friend group, or crew that you guys were with. Okay, and now that you guys have pulled yourself back, some of you guys, you know, you're sober now. Congratulations. Okay, stay on track. Okay, and stay away from that group because they will pull you back into the whatever type of vice that was. Okay, I'm hearing ecstasy, Molly. Okay, oh wow, for one particular person I heard fentanyl. Is that how you say it, spirit? Fentanyl? Yeah, that could have took you out. Wow. Be glad that you got cleaned up, okay? Yeah. Praise spirit for that. Praise the Most High. Because I'm seeing a difference between your face. Like this is a light-skinned, light-complected person. You could be Puerto Rican. You could be Caucasian. You could be mixed, biracial, but you're very fair skinned. You could also be, you know, indigenous, African American, Native American. But I'm seeing a picture of you. Spirit just showing me your face. And if you're a male, you had a lot of pivots and like craters, like cystic acne on your face. And that was from the drugs. That was from the fentanyl. And now I'm seeing a picture now where your skin is smooth and your beard has grown in nicely. And your face before was very gaunt. You almost look like a skeleton almost. And now your face is very full, very chiseled. You go to the gym, you work out, you know, you're sober. You have some things in place to keep you on the straight and narrow. Congratulations to you, sir. Whoever you are, Spirit is showing me a vision. But yeah, you definitely need to stay away from this particular so-called friend group. They ain't that much of a friend group, because they're willing to bring you down, to take you down, because they want you to be back in the same position as they were in. Okay. And I'm hearing envy. I'm hearing do not accept any of their invitations to party, to hang out with them, to visit them. Stay away from these people, because I'm hearing set up from the ghetto. These are the type of people, dear one, that will invite you to a party, and when you're not looking, they'll slip something in your drink just to set you back. These are some raggedy motherfuckers. Stay away from them. Yeah, stay away, stay away. Stay away. All right, I keep saying it, because you might be tempted to go back to them and just show them how blessed you are, how you have come up out of that dark night of the soul. And these people don't give a damn about your sobriety. They don't give a damn that you could be engaged or about to have a baby or married or you got a job or you got a business. They will try to kill you. Heavy envy. And I just heard Peoria, Illinois. You could come from Peoria, or you may have been stationed there, went to school there, something to do with Peoria. That just came through prominently. So this is for one particular energy. This won't apply to everybody, but whoever you are, you know who you are. Spirit says, stay away. Yeah, you may have moved all the way to California and you have a good life now. There's no need for you to go back. Spirit says, why go back? Don't go back, okay? Resist the urge, okay? That's just, some negative thoughts. You need to rebuke that and stay on the straight and narrow. You don't have nothing to show nobody, nothing to prove to nobody. And I'm hearing from Spirit for whoever you are, people watching you anyway. Or they got word about who you are, how you're doing through either a family member or old friend or somebody. Or if you do something online, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, you're doing something on the side, or you're just socializing on your platform. Okay, so you're being watched. They see that you're doing well. So there's no need for you to go back. So don't accept any invitations, no parties. We don't care about nobody getting ready to get engaged or get married. We don't care about this, or we don't care about that. You can say congratulations over the internet, over social media. Okay, you don't need to get on no plane, or you don't need to get on the road and drive to where they are. That's dangerous, sir. Stay away. Okay, I said stay away 5-6 times now, so you better hear me and hear me good. That's your PSA for whoever you are. Okay, but I'm gonna get up off of you. Okay, and whoever you are too, because this sounds like it's getting into a personal read. Okay, personal readings are now available, sir. And if you would like to get a personal reading to get more information that you would like clarity on a personal situation, okay, and you want to get with someone that can tap into your energy and really get the information, the spiritual information that you need, this tea that you need to set you free, someone that is trustworthy, someone that has integrity, very professional, confidential, and tapped in, come holler at your girl, okay? All you got to do is email me at wizdomandsage@gmail.com. That's WIZDOM and sage@gmail.com. That's for you. And that's for any of you guys who are watching me right now, okay? Personal readings are available. Hit me up if you want one, okay? Yeah. But that is the tea, dear one, okay? As far as, you guys got people mad because you're not making their dysfunction, their mental illness, their addictions, their vices and afflictions, you're not making it your problem, okay? Yeah. And, you know, they just going to have to deal with that on their own. That has nothing to do with you. Everybody comes into this world with their own karma, their own set of problems, their own challenges. It is up to them to, you know, get to the other side as an overcomer. Everybody got their cross to bear. And it is not fair for people to think that you got to carry yours and theirs too. Where the hell they do that at? The devil is a lie. Okay. Yeah. All right, dear one. So that is the tea. Okay. And until, okay, Spirit want me to give y'all some signs on this particular channel message. Okay. Yeah, we are 30 minutes in. Okay, Spirit. I didn't want it to be too long. Okay, let me give you guys some signs of who you are and who these particular people could be. Okay. Who are mad that you're no longer making their dysfunction your problem. Okay, I'm hearing not my problem. Ooh, not my problem. And I know that's right. Yeah. You or they, dear one, could very well be a Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. I'm also hearing Libra rising, Libra moon, Scorpio rising, Aquarius moon, Gemini rising, and Gemini moon. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Terry came through. Somebody's name could be Terry. Okay. All right. So until next time, you guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your noties so you guys know when the readings are coming out for you guys. Okay. All right. Peace.